Preparing live stream. Okay. Got it.
This meeting is being live streamed.
It is that. Another episode of the Comedy Meteorology Report. But this isn't the episode. This is the Zoom call recording, which is not the episode.
No, this is the bullshit pre-call warm-up meeting where we get to swear our dirty little faces off.
Well, this is what we make an episode of eventually when Frankie gets here.
This is the Wild West that the CRTC does not give a fuck about because it's YouTube. It's you, Chub.
Okay, it doesn't mean we have to be obscene. Okay, so I'm just putting the link up on Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, the live stream. We are live streaming. Let everyone tell your friends if you have friends. So I'm trying to do the same.
If I had friends, I wouldn't be here. That was an unnecessary pause shot. I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
What if I don't have any friends?
You got 12,000 followers now.
Yeah. I've been in a weirdly, inhumanly good mood today, and it makes no sense. But
that's strange for you, yeah.
I'm usually giggly and bubbly, but it doesn't actually indicate a good mood. It's a psychotic expression of something else. But one of the posts for security, I can't say where because I don't want to trash the client in this environment, but I hate the client. So
I hate them too.
It's a miserable, what I'll say is that it's a miserable environment. The staff, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about any part of it. It's dreary, it's horrible. Even the people who are there, who are in a good mood there, it seems like a really shallow veneer of joy. Like it seems like it's just barely covering this burbling mess of self-loathing and hatred for their lives. It is one of the worst environments I've ever been in. So today, being in a good mood, and it's not like there's, I'm security, I'm fairly quiet. I use a soft voice pretty much the whole time, which is awesome, right? Because it can really disturb people when you barely, when you're speaking is at a very low indoor voice in a loud environment, and it forces people to listen. But in that god-awful hellscape, being cheerful, it was such a barrage of compliments. It was very strange. And I wasn't really doing anything except smiling in a non-Hannibal Lecter manner. But just tons of people were like, wow, thank you for being so cheerful. Or, you're really glowing today. I don't know what the fuck that means beyond radioactive, but still, it was weird. Something as simple as an actual smile in that environment got that much attention.
I'm not going to be smiling soon. Why do you think that is, Brandon?
Really is hell on earth.
Why do you think I'm not going to be smiling soon?
Followers, so be smiling now.
You what now? You got 12,000 followers, so you're smiling?
Well, I shared the link to the 12,000 followers. So.
Yeah, you did.
Boost your audio up there, Brandon.
Oh yeah, we'll pull you up closer there right now.
Yeah, that's what you always have to do.
That's what I always have to do. Pull it closer.
Even when you're drunk, yes.
That's right.
So why do you think I'm not excited right now, Brandon?
Because of the Siberian air mass coming next week. That's why you're not excited.
Your audio up it's like you're reading my friggin' mind, man.
I'm a mind reader,
Oh, this is bad news, this weather coming.
It is bad news, yes.
And we've already got the first extreme cold alert. So if you're in the Peace region, for example, in British Columbia, you might have a special weather statement that says a prolonged period of unseasonably cold temperatures will settle over the region in the Yukon and northern British Columbia. You know about this, Brandon?
Oh, yes. That's going to be a brutal cold air mass coming all the way from Siberia. And I saw some values up in the Beaver Creek area of the Yukon. Oh, yes, we could have some of the coldest weather on Earth moving into parts of the Yukon by next week.
Here's one of the things I love about Canada is everywhere in Canada, there's a place called Beaver Creek. It doesn't matter where you go.
That is a good point. We love our beaver here.
It's true though. I've lived in so many places that had a place called Beaver Creek nearby.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think
like-
there's one outside Quesnel as well, right? There's Beaver House Pass here. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, every province has like at least 10 of them.
And then Alberta has beaver mines. That's what we have here. Yeah.
Wow. Yours are industrious. You're strayed from the wetness.
I can just see that,
down
the
the path of industry.
big front end loader scooping up beavers.
I like that in your world they're being scooped up by the loaders. In my world, it's the beavers driving the damn loaders.
Oh, I see.
There's like
yeah,
a
the
team
beaver
of
mine.
beavers. Yeah, there's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
beaver rocking a D8 cat.
I was thinking more of the castor oil, and milling a whole bunch of beavers down and feeding the mill into the processing plant, the beavers, and
My God.
mining beavers. Bitterly cold temperatures and dangerous wind values, likely lasting a week or more for that region.
I love that you're going totally Soylent Green with the beavers.
Soylent Green is beavers. Arctic air will arrive as early as
Canada's
tonight.
beavers.
Gusty northerly winds with rapidly falling temperatures will accompany the Arctic air. It will plummet through the weekend and remain extremely cold next week. This is terrible news, right?
Yeah. I'm craving a beaver tail right now.
Bet you are.
Fair enough. Don't blame you.
I love that Joey reads it, like puts what he's reading on the screen. What most readers, like most newscasters or readers or whatever, read from a teleprompter, and the audience doesn't see is that you are the narrator. You are the one reading the bedtime story to the people about the horrors of the world and the weather. In this case, you show us the teleprompter. Thank you.
Well, the thing is, most newscasters, people will actually want to look at their face.
That's a fair point. So
Bill-
that's what makeup is for. Now,
What do you think of this fucked up pet stream?
Oh, yeah.
surf it, man.
Yeah, that's a trough right there. That's what troughing.
Fuck this
And it's
good
like it
news.
looks like bad weather everywhere. That's
Pretty
what that.
It's winter. It's winter in Canada.
I know, but I
sucks.
hate when people just say that because it's like
Hi, welcome to Canada.
sometimes in the videos, and I just
Expect everything to be wet
like,
and
"Oh,
cold.
winter in Canada, so much for global warming, and I'm like, you're brilliant. Wow. I mean, I haven't used the term global warming in like 25 years. Your joke is 25 years late. That's how smart you are. 25 years behind. It took you 25 years
climate
after it was
change.
funny.
I love that climate change is now considered a negative thing. It's now considered a bad word when the climate is a fluid entity. It's a fluid organism that requires change, or else everything in its respective areas fucking dies. Okay, if you have nothing but rainstorms in one area, you'll flood everything out and everything will drown.
This
if you
is
have nothing
Imogen's
but Mojave Desert heat in
genius.
one area year
You
fucking
are
round, everything
so
will
smart.
roast.
Just brilliant.
The climate
And by the way, Imogen does
changes
represent
fluidly.
the oil and gas lobby for our show. We try to have all views represented.
Yes, I do support having all sorts of stuff.
So
is
yes,
frowned
yes,
on.
we know that bad weather happens in the winter. You're fucking brilliant. Why are we making a radio show about weather? If that's our opinion on things, Imogen, we might as well say one thing and then shut the show down. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about the weather because that's kind of what we're
Well, yeah.
doing here, right? Okay, so
Say
look at
we
this map.
shouldn't.
Look at this map, and just imagine.
What I'm hearing is
Everywhere
that
in the
Joey really wants
continent
to suck
is
my
getting-
dick on this.
Hey,
So-
come on! Everywhere in the continent is getting fucked over.
Hell yeah, this is winter, man. If we're in the southern hemisphere, winter is a whole other bag of cheese. But here in Canada, it's very wet and cold.
I'm
And
not
this-
just talking about Canada, genius. I'm
I
talking
am.
about the continent. I'm talking about the whole continent at once. All right.
Sure.
And you can
I care
say,
more about
you can say,
Canada.
yeah, it's winter in Canada, but not often is the whole continent at once getting totally fucked over. So this is something of an interesting map. Brandon, do you have something intelligent to say about it?
Intelligent. Well, we've got this very cold Arctic air mass that is coming from their fault for all of this. We have they had temperatures in the minus 60s this week. So that air mass is crossing over, moving on, moseying on down through British Columbia, Alberta, the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Saskatchewan. Manitoba is going to get a piece of this Arctic air mass, and we will likely see some very bitterly cold conditions through most of next week. And some of this cold air mass is going to be visiting you in the United States here, especially as far south as Colorado, and Wyoming could even see those minus 20s, and even as far south as Texas and Oklahoma will see temperatures below minus 10, and even down towards Mexico could get below freezing, which is pretty cold for our friends in Mexico, the northern part of Mexico, to see temperatures below freezing even for daytime highs. So you're going to need a more guacamole for extra guacamole for that cold air, just to keep toasty. Yeah.
This is the new format for the show. It's like, hi, I'm Joey Only from Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. This is CKW. This is CFUR. I'm here with Brandon and Imogen. It's winter in Canada. Well, that's the show. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Welcome to winter. Let's talk about the cold. We're in Canada. We build igloos. Okay, have either of you guys been asked? Have either of you guys been asked if you live in an igloo? Have you ever been asked that?
No, but I played a joke about that last week. If you saw my video about the Christmas tree in Wells, and everybody in town who appeared in the video was pretending as though we were in the Arctic place where we didn't have electricity, and most of us lived in igloos. And in fact, having a Christmas tree lighting was amazing because most of us had never seen a tree before, up here in the high Arctic. You were saying?
I was just asking if y'all have ever been asked if you live in an igloo.
Well, the one time I've been to Florida when the temperature reached 0 degrees, I was probably the only guy out there
In shorts?
walking around. And you can tell who the locals are when they're sitting by the bench there with big winter parkas, mittens, and toques on and stuff. You're like, yeah, they're not from Canada.
That's awesome.
And then I went into the swimming pool. I had the whole pool to myself. It was nice. No one else there. It was too cold to go swimming.
And Floridians.
If it wasn't the cold, there's probably fucking alligators there, and
Alligator.
They knew something you didn't. They're
Alligators.
like that Canadian's brave, man. Like, he doesn't care.
Canadians fear nothing.
That's right.
We live in an ice continent, country, world. We live in Iceland. It's cold here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the show.
Thanks.
Hi, everybody watching online. Feel free to give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe and share. Oh, Christina. And tell a friend and, help us grow the channel. My video yesterday got 50 new subscribers to the channel. Thank you very much. Because I didn't just say it's cold in Canada. My video actually said something.
Touche. You used more words.
Yeah.
Words.
That's what you're supposed to do. So, fair enough.
I've been working on my words for the last, how many years?
Yeah.
Working on
Radio I
turtle.
have. Okay, the thing is, you animals, I can't have this going on. How about you just go inside, cat?
Brandon's big dog and Joey. I love it. Our ginger jam growing teeth.
That's right.
Oh, the cat, like does he have to come down as soon as I start doing something? Okay,
Well, yeah.
next. My favorite, always, the Avalanche Canada. Today's weather looks to be benign. That's what it was. It was benign.
Oh yeah.
Next, that's the show. What I'm actually looking forward to, though,
Very
is
succinct.
day 2. What does
Day
it say
2.
here?
Day 2 of what?
Day 2 of the outlook.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna skip ahead. So day 2 is not seeing. Okay, this is what I want to see. BC interior. An Arctic front will approach the Rockies in the evening, giving light to moderate snow. Mountaintop winds will rise westerly 40 to 60 kilometers an hour. Elsewhere, dry conditions and partly cloudy skies will continue with westerly winds at 20 kilometers an hour. So that's what we're talking about. Day 3, 4. What the fuck's that all about? Okay.
You go.
It basically says almost the exact same thing. So this is awesome. The Arctic front will march southwards. Didn't just say that. Through the Rockies now into the Caribous. Lucky us. Monashi, Selkirks, Purcells, maybe light snow. Alpine temperatures will also plummet over the interior when the Arctic air settles in.
Oh yeah. Nah. You should have tried day 6 to 7. That they have some different stuff in there. Different maps.
Well, and also, perhaps by day 7, the cold front will be largely ending, right?
Oh yeah. But day 4.
Well, no, man, maybe not 7 days. Maybe not 7. Maybe by day 9 or
There's
something.
cool
Like
weather in that day 4 to 7. Oh yeah.
We're 10 days till Christmas, aren't we? I don't fucking care.
Ew.
Anyways,
I mean,
Who's
okay.
that?
just sometime around Christmas Eve, I think we're going to come out of this extreme cold weather, and it's going to snow like crazy, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait because I love snow way more than cold.
Mm-hmm. Snow is good. There's gonna be some snow, I'd say Monday, Tuesday-ish. Hold on. I need a new mouse. My mouse is dying.
Welcome to the taping of the radio show.
Tuesday and the Wednesday. So yeah, it's gonna be cold and snowy. Do you like cold and snow together?
Ooh, what a unique combination.
I know. It's amazing.
Well, that's our show for this week.
Cold
Amazing.
and snowy. That's a band name right there.
Okay, I'm gonna get us really into it.
I have to say, looking at over my shoulder at the TV over there, seeing myself in the TV is really weird.
Okay, so this is a temperature.
Oh yeah.
Okay, see, that's one that makes sense to be putting on the screen.
Oh yes. Watch that Barney color move down.
Yeah, here's where it
Great
starts to
weather.
attack on Saturday in the morning. It's gonna like use the Rockies to slither on down like an evil demonic snake from a freezing hell that comes from
Like
the
that.
sky and Siberia.
You've just described my mother.
Look at that cold air.
It must be
Then-
awful living in Siberia.
Oh yeah. Especially this week. Woo! -6.
Minus 25 outside Williams Lake.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put it to whereabouts I live, because I care about me more than anybody.
Oh.
Well, it's my easiest place to have a reference point. Minus 25 Saturday, 12 a.m.
All right.
Sunday. Okay, so it's really coming in Sunday overnight. Saturday overnight.
Dun 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 dun.
Look how evil it looks in the bottom too. When
Oh,
it goes over the ocean, it has this sort of evil look. Wait, I'll zoom into the evil. These
Oh,
little
yeah.
fingers of evil. Look how nice and warm you guys are getting. It's like minus 17 where Brandon lives.
Going.
Minus 27 where I live.
Well, you just wait till we get to that Monday into Tuesday. That's the scary part.
Yeah, for you. 32 overnight Sunday. 33, 34. Okay, yeah, this is actually worse than it was when I looked at it yesterday. 35. Thanks for updating it, ECMWF model.
Oh yeah, look at that. Woo!
35 in the morning on Monday morning. So if you have to go to work on that Monday morning,
Don't.
yeah, really. Be like, it's Christmas. Here, look at the evil fingers reaching down.
Down the valleys of the Okanagan and the Kootenays.
It's trippy looking, eh?
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
just a few places are like Kelowna
Get-
minus 14.
look
So
at
and even yesterday, this is a worse protection. 37, 38. No. This is a worse projection than it was. Fuck. Yesterday when I made my screaming video that's had like 2,000 views. Oh man,
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be. I live in an old building. This isn't fun. Yeah, it really warms up during the day too. Not at all.
No. Then it comes back on Thursday morning there.
Ugh.
Around.
See, finally you're getting into the 30s into Alberta, but not even. We're getting the worst of it so far. I think you're gonna get longer though. That's the beauty that I'm counting on. That this will start moving out around Christmas. Minus 30 fucking 3. Great.
Oh yeah.
So
And
that's
wind chill.
And there we go. We see it finally starting to
A
push
bait.
back. Oh yeah, look at that. On Thursday when it hits minus 22, I'll be like, holy. I'll be like walking outside with no shirt
like-
on. My nipples
Oh,
won't
yeah.
even get hard. I'll be so acclimatized to suffering by that point.
You're Canadian. It happens.
And that's the show for this week.
Jesus
It's
Christ, you're
Canada,
looking
it's
for reasons
cold.
to
We'll see you
bail.
next time.
My underlying point be that it sucks here.
I know, this is your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada.
Yes,
There-
it is. Maybe I'm just feeling particularly blunt about it today.
Oh yeah, today is the first time ever. Oh, look at that. Minus 6 on Friday, 10 a.m.
Party.
This is what happens if it's an actual good mood.
It's gonna be
I'm
so
a bigger
good.
dick than usual.
And look at all the snow. I'm sure that's gonna be. I don't want to.
Doesn't that look lovely? All that beautiful snow. It's going to come in and hide all the crap. This is
Oh,
what's glorious
oh.
about it.
Snow in the mountains is so great.
Yeah.
It's the way it has to be.
Oh, a hefty layer of snow is the prettiest thing ever.
Wow, 2 minutes till Frankie shows.
Yeah,
Exciting.
I know. Moment of silence.
Moment of silence.
Anticipate the Franklin. Franklin.
Frankie.
He's a weird dude, man. I love that guy. Not gonna elaborate on that. Just, Frankie's a weird dude.
No, he's not. There's nothing unusual whatsoever about Frankie at all.
Have you never had a one-on-one conversation with him?
Yeah,
He's fun. Dude's hilarious. He's a weird guy.
I know.
And that is not a negative, man. I don't know
You're
why
a
you think
weird-
it is. Pardon?
You're a weird guy. I didn't say it's a negative thing. I said Frankie is totally normal all the time.
Frankie's normal is colorful.
Yes, he's his own normal.
Yeah, man.
It is fucking awesome. He is my favorite. And he'll be here in like
Oh,
1
the
minute?
seconds are counting down till he comes sliding through the door.
the last few weeks. He's been like a couple minutes late, and I'm like,
Weird.
let's go.
Maybe
Yeah,
he'll.
he's a weirdly punctual guy. When it comes to being on camera, Frankie does not miss anything.
Oh, yeah.
Be entertaining for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fuck you. I got a few seconds before we're CRTC governed.
Oh,
Make me. I entertain no one.
entertain no one.
Yeah. You can be a dancing monkey. I'm not. Okay, I have put on the monkey suit and danced like a gorilla.
I guess Arby's invented what wrapping paper? It smells like meat. That's pretty exciting.
Arby's original wrapping paper smells like meat. Did I
Yep.
hear that right?
Yep.
What
You
kind
heard
of
that?
meat?
Ham.
Ham. I need this. Dude, I need this.
Oh yeah.
Where do we find this ham scented product?
The internet. Obviously. Yep.
The best things in life are there. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Not, but still.
I think the internet should be able to emanate smells, so that you can like go to www.ham.com and smell a ham.
Like like smell-o-vision. Smell whatever.
That was the concept. They did have a skit about that on You Can't Do That on Television. I don't know if either of y'all remember that show, but they did have a smell-o-vision skit, and it was memorably awesome.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, the punchline was that it backfired and that they could smell the audience. And then someone said, I don't know, and got slimed.
Oh boy.
And you couldn't say water either.
Yep.
If you said water would fall on your head.
Yeah, they dump water all over you. It was great.
And they had this great segment where there'll be a whole bunch of high school lockers, and a locker would open and someone would stick their head out and talk.
Yep.
And then someone would come out of another locker and answer. And then they'd close, and then two more lockers would open up, and then two other people would talk.
That is awesome.
Classic
You can't
concept.
do that on television. Phone's ringing. Frankie's late.
Yeah, the locker bit was a classic concept. I want to say the Stooges did it. I mean, I'm sure that like Abbott and Costello hit it before the Stooges, but still, classics never die, man. They're great.
Oh yeah.
Huh? I'm gonna give Frankie the ready for you, Frankie.
Ready for you, Frankie. Yep. There it is.
Okay.
We all got a ping at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start hitting record and start making the show. Even though I should have got a cup of water before I did so. Okay, I'm gonna wait 30 more seconds and then I'll be ready as ready can ready be.
What counts? Go. And he's off.
Run, run.
There's the horn and the charge is underway. The louder you cheer, the faster he'll get here. I've been around a
All
few
right.
truck breaks. Wow, that was fast.
Come out of the clouds he comes.
We need it. Recording.
All right, with or without Frankie McDonald, here we go. Before I start the show, I'm gonna cough. There, I got my water. I cough. I think I'm ready. Meditate, get it. Money pop me high. I think I'm ready for showtime. Yes, I'm Joey Only. Welcome to the Comedy Meteorology Report. Comedy, meteorology, comediology. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada, and it sucks. Indeed. All right. You're hearing us on C for 88.7 FM on your radio dial if you live in Prince George on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Repeats on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And if you're in Winnipeg, maybe you're hearing us on CKUW 95.9 FM Mondays at noon local time. And if you're a really awesome fan, you're tuning in live right now and seeing us on the YouTube, my channel, Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude, which had an explosion of bad weather is good for business, is what I always say, because if there's not bad weather, I got nothing to talk about, and then no one pays much attention because people don't care about my kung fu videos and they don't care about my kitty cat videos. They only care about bad weather. Yesterday, I made a video, and you know what? I got to qualify because I said, bitter Christmas, but actually, for most of us in BC, Christmas it'll have warmed up by that point already, and this extreme cold that's setting in will be a bitter Christmas for Brandon Hauk. over in Brooks, Alberta. He's sitting with us on the line right now. He's the guy at 105.7 FM Real Country Radio in Brooks, Alberta, and he does the Bandits hockey games. And we got, as always, down there in Victoria, British Columbia, Imogen Cookie Bailey, who takes photographs, sells supplements, goes to boxing matches, goes to wrestling matches, works security and does basic low-level fascism in the streets of Victoria. And what else?
I appreciate the low-level fascism. That's a nice touch. Thank you. To be fair, though, in Victoria, if you're not a hippie, you're basically a fascist. So,
well, yeah, there you are, protecting the petty bourgeoisie's shops, and good for you. Keep Victoria lovely. So here in Wells, it's this town. It may never gentrify. Well, it might if the mine comes through. You never know. Anyways, the big story this week is that Frankie McDonald's late again. I don't know what's been going on with this guy lately, but he's been weirdly showing up at his own timing, and that's okay because we got lots to talk about. Now, we were just looking before the in the pre-show, which is a show before the show where we're all sitting around talking, and we're looking at the weather maps. And for where I lived, I saw values approaching minus 38 coming on Monday morning. The show is being recorded on the 15th of December and then broadcast on the 17th in Prince George and then the 19th in Winnipeg. By the time Winnipeg is hearing this, it will be tremendously miserable here where I live. Brandon Hauk, we don't have Frankie. And as soon as you get into your weather segment, he's going to show up and be like, I'm here, and then start going. But let's roll with you anyways.
Yes. So this week we've had some actually not too bad weather. A little cold here and there, but like minus 20 or below. Nothing like what we're going to be seeing next week, that's for sure. And we've also had about 2 to 4 centimeters of snow, a couple of rounds of snow this week, and it looks actually quite Christmassy out there right now. And it's going to stay that way well up to Christmas. And I can guarantee 100% chance of white Christmas for us in Brooks, Alberta next week with the cold air coming in and a couple more rounds of snow. And all you need is 2 centimeters, and you got that white Christmas. And that's what's going to be happening here. Now, today we were about minus 8 degrees. That was my predicted high for us this afternoon on the 15th of December, and we did it. We got up to minus 8, so that's a win for me, I guess. And tomorrow we'll probably get, for the 16th of December, probably get to about minus 2, so that will be as warm as it gets for the next little while here. We do have a system kind of sneaking on by here off to the north that could produce snow squalls and could even in fact see some pretty good bursts of snow into Saturday with the winds gusting about 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. And that could blow some of that snow around, reduce that visibility. And then that cold Arctic air will continue to descend, and we will probably stay right around minus 20 all day Sunday. And then Monday, the real deal shot of cold air moves in with minus 30s and potentially minus 40. Areas like Red Deer and Grand Prairie will probably get in the minus 40s, and wind chills in a few locations could get to the mid minus 40s into next week here. So it's going to get dangerously cold. I saw Beaver Creek in the Yukon seeing actual temperatures go into the minus 50s. The coldest value I saw was the GFS at minus 54 degrees, the actual temperature, not without the wind chill. So that could make it one of the coldest places on the planet for next week here. And we'll see this cold air continue to hang out over us with a couple more rounds of snow, especially Wednesday. One round of snow comes through, and then we get another round of snow moving through on Friday, late next week, just before Christmas there. And then we'll finally start seeing a reprieve in the temperature by the time the Christmas day rolls around late next week in Alberta, especially Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Looks like you're going to stay cold all of next week with that snow that you've got today. This Colorado low, I tell you, it's been hanging on to the high plains for the last 3 days here with blizzard conditions. Some tremendous amount of snow in North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Minnesota, and we've got some of that blowing snow hanging into Manitoba with up to 30 centimeters of snow in some places by the weekend here. So that's for the end of the week of the 15th there. So that system's finally pulling up for next week, and that's going to allow that colder air to move in. And the last couple of days, we even had some tornadoes touch down in the southern United States and Texas there.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah, outside of Dallas, a couple of tornadoes yesterday near New Orleans, Louisiana there, and a few more. I'd say at least 20 to 30 tornado touchdowns over the last couple of days in the southern United States. So it's been quite active with that same Colorado low that's been hanging out over the Dakotas there. So we're finally seeing that. And I do not expect any more severe weather as we go into next week as this cold Arctic air mass descends pretty much as far south as Mexico, where they will not get to the minus 30s, thankfully, in Mexico. So I don't think they will be able to survive that there. But at least temperatures drop into below freezing for daytime highs in the northern part of Mexico. Not like Cancun or anything like that. They're going to miss out on all this. But areas right near the U.S. border, we'll see those temperatures drop to below freezing. Areas in Texas and Oklahoma could get to minus 10 next week. And even by the Gulf Coast there, the Gulf of Mexico there, Alabama, Louisiana, and Georgia, we'll see those temperatures drop below freezing. So it's going to be absolutely nasty if we go into next week. And I have a story from earlier this week from California. Speaking of surviving in the woods, this guy got lost in the woods for 2 weeks, and he survived on salsa, and that's all he had for 2 weeks. Salsa with no tortilla chips or anything like that.
Frankie is just showing up. Here's a new article on CNN.com. It's saying 50 tornadoes reported now. 3 people killed in Louisiana. Blizzard conditions to the northern states. Brutal wave of weather that starts Thursday. More of a foot of snow in the upper Midwest since Monday, including Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Nebraska, Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Yes, all that. But who cares? Because Frankie McDonald's here. Everybody.
Hey, Frankie.
Frankie McDonald. Frankie the weatherman. Frankie the weatherman.
That's from Roger the Wild Child Show.
Right. They wrote a jingle for you, didn't they? On Roger's show.
Roger the Wild Child Show.
Does he know that I've been using it for the last year?
A theme song.
Because I didn't know where it came from.
Roger the Wild Child made up that song, Frankie the weatherman.
Okay. Yeah. Does he know I'm using it? Because I didn't know who made it.
It's a catchy tune. And if anyone's going to have a theme song, it should be Frankie.
So you sent it to me like a year ago. And I said, who made that? And you said, a fan of mine. I said, all right. And I've been using it in the show for a year. But apparently it's from Roger the Wild Child.
Now, to be fair.
Frankie. And so we have Washboard Hank does the top of the hour intro. And now we got Roger the Wild Child who does that one. And who did the ketchup, mustard, relish, what?
And did you hear with that extreme cold air from Siberia is heading for British Columbia West Coast next week?
I didn't hear about that. Tell us, Frankie.
It's going to head towards Vancouver and Seattle and Wells, British Columbia, Kamloops and Kelowna and Prince George, British Columbia, and things like this.
Actually, I did hear about it. I was kidding. But I want you to talk about it all the same.
And it's going to bring really cold temperatures.
So you got a brand new haircut, Frankie.
I got my brand new haircut where I cut my hair. And it's drizzling out in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now.
Must be cold on the head if it's drizzling out. This is the time of year I grow my hair out. I don't care how bad it looks, but I need a haircut right now. I'm starting to get hockey hair, Frankie. I don't like it. So, Frankie, what's going on in the world of weather this week? Tell us everything.
Right now, it's going to bring lots of rain in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. It's going to bring a snowstorm in Montreal. Base guy is in Montreal, Quebec. And it's going to bring lots of snow in Toronto right now. It's going to a Connecticut radio sky called me, and they're bringing lots of rain all across New York and Connecticut this week as well. And it's going to bring lots of rain in places in the states like New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Those places going to bring gigantic storm later next week. It's going to bring a lot of snow all across the interior eastern United States, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, all across the entire eastern North America is getting a big storm next week. They got the Siberian Express only on Russia was minus 61 degrees Celsius on December 12th.
That's almost a record.
It's almost a record. It was mighty cold there.
Currently, there are no tropical cyclones forecast in the Pacific, North Pacific, Atlantic.
And
Hurricane season for all
and
things surrounding North America is
up.
over.
And tropical cyclone season it will be kicking up in the high gear in South Pacific.
That's right. Who's got the worst weather in the world right now, Frankie?
They're happening in central states this weekend. I'm checking on the other side of the world's weather, like in South Pacific and East Asia and things like this. No typhoons lately. The worst weather in the world was North Dakota this week. Then they got snow heading for Japan on Saturday. And then west coast of Japan's getting the snow on Saturday. It's going to bring lots of snow in west coast of Japan and South Korea and all these places. North Korea, Latvia, South Russia, Magadan, Russia's getting really cold temperatures and snow. It's going to bring a lot of snow in the mountains of Japan and west coast of Japan as well. And there's really, really cold weather. It's going to head towards Tokyo, Japan next week. And Sapporo, Haggadah, Japan, and Sendai, Japan, and Kyoto, Japan, Osaka, Japan. It's going to get really cold temperatures in Japan next week, including Tokyo, Japan, Sapporo, Japan, and places like this. And Mongolia is really cold weather. Its temperature is so cold in Siberia. And it's going to bring more rain in Japan on December 21st. It's going to bring high winds and heavy rain in Tokyo, Japan, and surrounding areas. You got really cold air heading for Japan later next week as well. Because the Siberian Express not just only bringing cold air in North America, it's also bringing cold air in Japan too.
Oh my God, Japan.
And then it got some weather heading for Japan, including Tokyo, Japan, and those places. In southern Africa, it's getting really, really hot in South Africa right now. And temperatures dangerously hot in South Africa, Botswana, and all these countries as well. And temperatures really high there right now, including Zimbabwe, Zambia, and all these places. And lots of thunderstorms and rain in Venezuela, Colombia, and Ecuador, and Peru, and all these places, and Bolivia. They're bringing lots of rain in Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mozambique, Madagascar, La Reunion, and Mauritius Islands, and those places. And for Namibia is really dry right now. They're bringing lots of rain in central west coast Africa, like Gabon and all these places, Congo, Uganda, and all these places, Kenya, and all across the southwest Pacific, like Australia, bringing lots of rain, all showers. New Zealand and those places, it's still pretty cold in Australia. And then it got warm weather heading for Australia as well. And they got really hot temperatures, warm air, cold air fighting each other. Strange weather, it's cooler temperatures in Sydney, Australia this time of the year. Then you got some hot weather heading for Australia before Christmas, because their summer starts on 21st of December in the United Kingdom and those places. In Europe, it's going to bring lots of cold weather in England, France, parts of Spain, Germany, Norway, Finland, Sweden, and Italy. Bring lots of snow up in coast Norway, Finland, Sweden, and snow showers up there. There's a big storm heading for Europe on Tuesday. It's going to bring high winds all across Scotland, those places next week. Even Moscow, Russia is colder than average temperatures as well. In St. Petersburg, Russia as well. Then in continental United States, it's going to Antarctica is 24-hour daylight right now. And up in the Arctic where Olivier is 24-hour darkness.
Is there anyone anywhere getting locusts or plagues or
All rain, man.
Firstborn of every child of every house dying in the night, or
Stolen by trolls?
Anything crazy like that going on in the world? No, I guess not.
Around the world.
Very, very astute. Where in the world is getting frog rain, or where has the highest probability of frog rain?
No, if there was any frogs out anywhere near where this weather was this week, the mammoth storm system that plowed across much of the country this week will morph into a northeaster. So that's what Frankie was talking about. Tornado survivors in the south are grappling with colossal damage. All of a sudden, everything just blew up. So Tornadoes across 7 states in 3 days. Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, none in Arkansas, just sort of missed. Mississippi. It says my internet connection's unstable, so hopefully that solves itself up pretty quick. 50 tornado reports have been made since Tuesday in Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and northern Louisiana, Frankie. A tornado that moved through the town of Farmerville was rated an EF3 with 140 mile per hour winds, according to the National Weather Service. The tornado, which moved through Union Parish Tuesday evening, was 500 yards wide at its largest point. It was on the ground for over 9 miles. At least 20 people were injured, and the tornado demolished parts of an apartment complex and a mobile home park.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's not really it's not really a tornado unless it hits a trailer park.
it's like, so I'm just starting to wonder how many mobile home parks are in America. Is it that tornadoes are attracted to mobile home parks, or is it just that
There's
many
so
people are
many.
living in mobile home parks?
I think it's a little of column A and a little of column B. I think that when the landscape is riddled with trailers, you got a good chance of hitting them. And when they're
Can someone
particularly
look up-
attractive to tornadoes, it's easy.
Can someone look up how many mobile home parks there are in America? How many
I don't
trailer
know.
parks are in America?
But I think,
Must be.
yeah, the trailer parks at
Must
this
be
point
more
are
than 50.
basically like the herpes of the tinder that is the US. And you just can't avoid it. If you go in there, you're going to get it.
The Weather Service confirmed 2 EF2 tornadoes further south of there in preliminary ratings, while damage surveys are ongoing in the New Orleans area. The first tornado impacted south of St. Charles Parish, Louisiana, including Mons and Kelowna, where 1 person was killed. The second affected areas from Marrero to Arabi on the south and east sides of New Orleans. More than 50 structures were damaged. St. Charles Parish President Matthew Jewell said Thursday, including 45 in Kelowna and 9 in Mons. 21 of those are no longer livable.
Well,
And
damn,
20 of those weren't livable before they got hit.
that's some news.
10 days before Christmas, people were just recovering from Hurricane Ida, said Louisiana Governor John Bell Edwards. That was especially heartbreaking in St. Charles Parish. Seems like New Orleans gets screwed over a lot. Look at this picture. Looks like Frankie's neighborhood 2 months ago.
Like the Hurricane Fiona that hit Sydney, Nova Scotia on September 24th, 2022, and Hurricane Ian that hit Florida and Fort Myers, Florida after that.
It looks very much like Hurricane Fiona that hit Nova Scotia on September
And
24th,
Mexico had an
2022.
earthquake too.
Was more devastating than initially impacted. So remember last year, Frankie and Brandon, and maybe you, Imogen, the tornado outbreaks in December?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Kentucky in 2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they had a 4.3 magnitude, they had a 4.5 magnitude earthquake in Japan today.
Sweet.
People in Vancouver, you can't escape major earthquakes forever.
In
More
Japan-
than 100,000 homes and businesses and other electricity customers in the U.S. had no power Thursday because of blizzard conditions in the upper Midwest. So this is, I mean, Canada's getting a lot of bad weather. And, we were joking at the beginning of the show, before the show. Well, this is the Comedeoro-logical report. Canada has bad weather. That's our show. Bye. I mean, it's, basically the gist of it. But, I mean, this is going on everywhere. This is bad weather. A mother and child were killed and found far from their home. Yoshiko Smith and her son, who's 8 years old, Nicholas Little, were killed Tuesday when a tornado struck Caddo Parish and destroyed their home. Their bodies were found far from where their house once stood. Autopsies have been ordered on both.
And Image and Angie TV's getting a lot of snow tomorrow.
Oh, good. Angie TV is getting snow tomorrow.
Yes, in Montreal.
Okay, in Montreal, where they broadcast from.
Yes.
Gotcha.
He's under a snowfall warning, Angie TV.
Cool. How's
Wow.
Angie doing?
He's doing great in these days. He's getting 230 plus centimeters of snow where he's at.
Shout out to my friend in Montreal, Sam Kuhn. He sent me a card today, and look at this. It says, Joyeux Noël de Saint Henri to Saint Henri's neighborhood in Montreal, Quebec. Where a little known fact for a lot of you, where 2004 during the anarchist book fair, I was arrested in the Green Spot restaurant and accused of
Ooh.
smashing a Ferrari. So I got this nice letter from Sam Kuhn. It says, "Hi Joey, love Sam. Came across this Green Spot Christmas decoration and thought of you and your arrest there. We've been living here in St. Henri 10 years now and eat there often. Happy holidays, old friend." And it was very nice of Sam to think about me at this time of year and remind me of jail and how glad I am to not be in it at this time of year. And look at this. This is I haven't even opened it yet. I don't know if I want to, but I wanted to just want to leave it there. And but this is, see here, it says the Green Spot Restaurant. It's actually very finely detailed. It's got a little the Coke sign up above, and you can't see that in this camera. And I actually have a menu from the Green Spot Restaurant someone sent me once too. That's tacked up around the corner. So I think I'll hang this with the menu. And thank you very much, Sam, for reminding me of my wonderful time getting. And when you know what happened, I got arrested in Montreal, and I had this 2-year trial. And then I came back to Vancouver, and I was like, okay, well, now I got a trial in Montreal. And somehow through that, I ended up making an album and going on tour back and forth and back and forth. And somehow it kind of propelled my music career forward. And that's when I put out Radical Folk of the Great North. And yeah, the rest is sort of history. So I'd like to thank the police in Montreal for kickstarting what would become a fabulously long, obnoxious career of Joey being Joey.
And in March 2020, once COVID-19 came, then the music career ended.
No, my music career kind of ended before that, Frankie, because of
COVID killed your music.
no,
Don't ruin it.
family court, really.
A lot of trolls on the internet these days, a lot of clowns.
A lot of teenagers, right, Frankie?
Yes, they're taking over the planet.
They're a plague, an infestation.
I asked if there was any
Teenagers
going on, and no one had anything to say. And now we know. Frankie, anyone have questions for Frankie before I ask any more questions?
I do.
Yes.
Of course I do.
Co-host Imogen Cookie Bailey has a question for Frankie McDonald.
Yes, Frankie, do you get irate when teenagers are on your lawn?
That means a lot of people don't like that when teenagers get to the playgrounds. In the 1990s, a lot of teenagers, and back then, they're causing ruckus in the playgrounds. Back then, they don't know any better.
But they do now?
A lot of them moved on from back then, and the new teenagers take over. The old teenagers move on. They are all grown up. They know better.
Yeah, it's the teenager turnover, you know. So going back to tornadoes and mobile homes. Apparently, there's at least 183,441 mobile home parks across the United States. That's a lot of that's I'm not going to swear. That's a lot of mobile home parks. Holy frig, man.
There's a lot of material for Jerry
How many
Springer.
states? Wait a second. I mean, let's do the math. Who's got the calculator? Do the math. 183,441 divided by 50. What's the math on that?
No one's doing the math for you, Joey. Do your own damn homework.
Brandon's doing it.
Okay, what is it again?
183,441 divided by 50. Is it 51 states?
50.
50 states.
41 divided by 50. I got 36,000.
So on average, the average American state has, what did you say, 36,000 trailer parks?
Ew.
Like, that's mind-boggling. So I think we've solved the mystery of tornadoes hitting trailer parks.
And did you
Yeah,
hear?
they're a plague. They're
So
everywhere, man.
that's at least one. That's at least one stat. That could be wrong, but okay. Texas apparently has 5,000 mobile home parks.
Wow.
According to this one stat. And 17.7 million Americans, it's about 5%, 5.6% of the population live in trailer parks. 17 million people, man. That's like Mexico City, but a trailer park everywhere.
Ew.
And did you hear about this? On Samsung Dex means I got the dock for Dex. That means I could turn one of my old smartphones into a desktop computer.
Yep. Well, Dex just lets you operate your phone from your computer.
From the computer monitor and things like this, I could transform the phone into the computer.
So here's a stat that says in 2018, there were 4 million mobile homes in the United States, but this number is set to fall to 1.72 million by 2023. Where are 2 million plus mobile parks going? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a bad tornado season.
Yeah, it's totally tornadoes. They're wiping them out all over the place. That's what they do.
Here's a good question. Are trailer parks common in America? This one says 44,000 mobile home parks. So if that were the case, that'd still be nearly 10,000 mobile home parks per state. That's a lot of mobile home parks. So I guess if you have that many mobile home parks and you have approximately 1,000 tornadoes a year, and 17 million of you live in mobile homes, the odds are pretty high that trailer parks are going to get hit. This is the title of my new thesis. Dr. Joey only.
Dr. Joey.
A lot of snow is on its way to Montreal now, and according to the weather models, a lot of snow is on its way to Montreal, where Angie is at.
How much snow, Frankie?
30 plus centimeters of snow where he's at.
Coldest temperature in BC right now is minus 13.9 in Quesnel.
Then
And
it got the.
in 5 days from now, we'll wish that it was minus 13.
And Siberian cold fronts come all the way from Siberia, Russia. It's going to drive all the way down Texas, where Trey Campbell is.
Prince George, you're looking at highest minus 17 on Saturday. Going to drop down to 25 below at night, but hey, that's okay. Minus 20 Sunday, not too bad. Minus 28 at night. Okay, this isn't so good. Monday, minus 22. Some flurries maybe down the valley bottom. Some of that, Fraser River is going to kick some flurries at you. Oh no, minus 36 at night. Tuesday, minus 27 high. Minus 37 at night. It's not looking good. What about Winnipeg, Brandon? Are they going to get any warmer there? Is anyone going to be warmer? Is any warmth coming to anyone?
Probably won't be until the end of next week. But yeah, everybody's going to get into this cold air mass. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, below minus 30. It's gonna be great. Well below average for everybody. Way below average. Way below average. And by the way, I also found out this week that Arby's made a scented wrapping paper to smell like meat. There you go. Another cool fact for you.
Oh, Arby's. When you said that earlier, I thought you said Barbie.
That's what I
Jesus
thought
Christ.
too.
This is why I was fascinated by it.
I was like,
Barbie and ham.
I was
I
like,
know it was
yeah.
Arby's.
I thought that.
Yeah,
I'm
see-
totally with Imogen. I totally thought you said Barbie the first time.
Yeah, man. Like, okay, Mattel doing some ham-scented Barbie product. That has such an out there Salvador Dali novelty factor that I would go get one. It's a Barbie doll. I don't care about Barbie, but ham-scented, I would buy one for someone else, but I'd play with it first because I want to smell the hamness.
I heard the new Frankie McDonald action figures, if you scratch them, they smell like ham.
Awesome.
Scratch and sniff.
Oh yes, I should go through. I'm gonna find these world records here, the best world records of 2022.
And the box smells like blue cheese and garlic, which I quite like, actually, both of those things.
That's records of 2022. So this list is insane. All right, hold on, 2 seconds.
We may have only 122 RV parks and campgrounds in Manitoba. There is quite a few tornadoes in Manitoba, but it's not so often you hear of a trailer park being hit in Manitoba. Now we know why. Because Americans like to live in trailer parks, whereas Manitobans would freeze to death next week if they lived in a trailer.
Yeah. Once again, circling back
Because
to my
it's
original
cold air.
point that the weather in Canada sucks.
The cold
This is
air
your
come
show.
out from Russia into Canada.
This is your show about how the cold weather from Russia is coming down to Canada.
So I
And it
found
sucks.
It's even
top
going to hit
10.
Mexico and the United States. It's also going to hit Mexico City. It's going to hit Houston, Texas. Going to hit Southeastern United States. Going to hit Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, even California.
It's gonna suck everywhere.
All right. So I found the top 10 world records, weirdest world records of this year so far. Okay. So
Michael, it's like a Hurricane Fiona make a northward turn, attempted roll to see it hit Cape Breton Island instead. Did a lot of damage. That's Hurricane Fiona. That's an odd weather pattern.
It was.
all right. So we'll start with number 10. We'll work our way down to the bottom here. So number 10, the longest beard chain. This was last month. A bunch of guys in Wyoming tied their beards together, hit 150 feet. The old record was 62 feet and 6 inches. So that's the number 10.
That's
Number-
disgusting.
That is the gayest thing I've heard all week. I mean, and I don't mean that in a slanderous, using gay as like a 3-letter swear word. I mean,
You just ambiguously enough that I have to cut it out.
it's well, dudes tying their faces together. Most it is
It is homoerotic. Yep.
it's very homoerotic. That is the gayest thing I've heard all week. It is colorfully gay, and I like it because it's not a tacky cliche. Because not all gay dudes are into drag or flamboyant feminine behavior. That is truly manly mountain
Well, you
man
are.
gay. I love it. That makes me happy.
You're into those things.
Yes, I am.
Gay dude.
Well, I'll go to number 9 here. That's the fastest time to assemble Mr. Potato Head. To have the feet, arms, and face, the guy in Malaysia did it in 5.43 seconds. 5 seconds to assemble that. And then this is the best one.
Wait a second. He assembled. No, wait. We're gonna go through all these because these are. Don't skip to the best one. Just
Oh no,
wait.
no, this is
No, you
number
should
8.
wait at number 8. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how exactly does one put a potato head together in 5 seconds flat. Now, obviously, it's not in the box. The parts are laid out in a
Yeah.
conveniently easy to access. Like so, that sounds crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no way that.
Frankie's right. Be prepared.
Be prepared,
I got a
Frankie.
copy of my book right here.
Solid plug, Frankie.
Prepared.
And the Frankie Bobbleheads got left on National Bobbleheads off. It got green, yellow, orange, and purple. 4 colors left to go. Red and blue ones are sold. You got green, yellow, orange, and purple to go.
If you're looking for something better than a potato head this Christmas, get yourself a Mr. Frankie head action figure.
Yes.
FrankieActionFigures.com. Or, get that loved one. Brandon, you can get your loved one yourself a copy. Get yourself a copy of Frankie's book.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I got mine.
It's in
not even signed. It's not even signed. That's how.
So,
Total solar eclipse is heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. Total solar eclipse headed for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024.
That's when I'm gonna get my Frankie action figure that I can't seem to order because I live in British Columbia. I'm gonna
don't
go there. I'm
ship
gonna
to
say,
BC?
Frankie, I'm taking your action figures. And I'll give you a Han Solo or something in return.
And that means you'll be arriving in Sydney, Nova Scotia on Friday, April 5th, 2024, because rare total solar eclipse heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024.
Can't wait.
Okay,
Can't
back to
wait.
Brandon's list.
So, but the potato head. How do you put a potato head in 5 seconds?
In
Obviously,
Malaysian.
there's some setup to make that possible. So don't be too impressed. I can't 5
Plan
seconds.
it out, be prepared, and be Malaysian.
Done. Obviously the pieces were right there. They weren't in the box. Ready. That's a ridiculous world record. I hate
Yeah.
that one.
that one. How about number 8? The guy paddled a hollowed out pumpkin 37.5 miles down the Missouri River. His daughter was maybe too proud of him at the finish line. She broke down in tears.
Yeah, embarrassment does that. You know, like, oh God, he's coming in a
That's
pumpkin.
fantastic. How big was the pumpkin?
He's like,
How
I'm
big
here to
was
pick
this?
you up from your friends.
Do
Big
we have a
hollow.
photo?
The guy fit inside of him, so it was pretty
He could
big.
have been very tiny. He was
Yeah,
a dwarf.
Was he a
Like,
small
if
guy? Or was it a large pumpkin, or was it a large pumpkin and a small? Was
Large.
it both? Or
Somewhere. Yeah.
you know, you could make a raft of many pumpkins. That'd probably work quite well if you could somehow harness the pumpkins all together.
yeah, I
And
mean,
then-
they float beautifully.
Oh yeah.
They're
They did.
sturdy. So if he
37
has-
River. That's pretty good.
that's
Okay,
good
number
distance.
7. What's number
Number
7?
7. All right. So this is the furthest distance to blow a pea with one breath. Okay. So this
Pea
this guy in
shooter.
Idaho, who's turned breaking records into a career, did it
Oh, God.
just under 85 feet. His name was David Rush. It was 250th world record he's broken. So he blew a pea 85 feet with one breath.
Huh.
How does he select world records to break? Does he break existing records, or is he looking for new ones? Does he just come up with really stupid ideas and go, you know what? I'm going to make this into a record. This is the dream of every 8th grader.
I'm
Well,
blow
you gotta, you know, cheer on the industriousness. If
Yes.
you are a listener to C4 88.7 FM or CKUW 95.9 FM, this is the Comedeoro-logical report. I am Joey Only. We're talking about the greatest world records of the year, not to mention coldest friggin' temperature ever in Beaver River, Yukon, eh?
Yes.
Beaver Creek, Yukon. And we were saying every region in Canada has a place called Beaver Creek. Frankie, is there a place in Nova Scotia called Beaver Creek?
No, there's Beaver Creek up in Yukon.
Just what?
There's Oak Island just off Highway 103 in Nova Scotia.
Okay, but not Beaver Creek, Beaver Island, Beaver Tree Lane.
There's Beaver Creek.
Ah,
There's Beaver Creek Vineyard. Beaver Creek Vineyard is in Lawrencetown, Nova
Lawrencetown.
Scotia.
Yeah, it's in Lawrencetown, Nova Scotia, Beaver Creek Vineyard. So there is Beaver Creek Vineyard and Beaver Creek Winery. So there's a Beaver Creek in Annapolis Valley.
And Beaver River is in Digby County, Nova Scotia, close to Yarmouth.
So
And it's right
That's,
on the Digby County, Yarmouth County line.
now there's no Beaver Creek in Prince Edward Island, but there is Beaver Valley, which would insinuate that there's a Beaver Creek there, right?
Oh yeah.
There's Beaver Creek near Markham, Ontario.
There's several in Ontario. There's a Beaver Creek near where I grew up too. There's Beaver Harbor in New Brunswick.
Yep.
Beaver Harbor. And there's
Beaver.
Beaver Creek Farms. So if there's a Beaver Creek Farms in Studholme, New Brunswick, there must be a Beaver Creek there. I'm guessing. The big one we're wondering, is there Beaver Creek, Quebec? Because is it called Beaver Creek, Quebec? If it is.
Well, I guess we'll find.
Yeah, there's a Beaver Creek in Chissasabi, Quebec.
Oh, nice.
So pretty much everywhere in Canada has a Beaver Creek. We sure love our beavers up here in Canada. All right,
We
who's
do.
got something other than Beaver Creeks to talk about?
Well, I've got number 6 of our top 10 here.
Number
Great.
6.
Number 6, world record. Here we go. So 178 people named Hirokazu Tanaka got together in Japan back in October. And that is the largest gathering of people with the same first name and last name ever
Oh my God, in Japan.
in Japan. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Okay.
And then this is up Imogen's alley, number 5, the farthest
Jeez.
tightrope walk in 4-inch high heels.
Oh,
So it's
okay, yes.
here in Vermont, crushed the
Listening.
record of 49 feet. She walked back and forth on a tightrope and never fall. And she decided to stop in just under 640 feet in high heels on the tightrope.
That's pretty awesome.
That is very impressive, and I'm well respected for my balancing abilities and ability to tightrope and walk on narrow things and climb up cliffs and but if I had to wear high heels like down the street, I'm sure it would be a disaster.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious about the type of heel that it was. Like if it's a standard stiletto or a chunky heel, or if it's been modified in any way.
I
So
have no idea what any of that means.
these are important factors in that.
Hold on. I think I can change. I just have to change my picture out so I can show you the picture.
Oh, see, that'd be delightful. If it's the picture of the actual shoes that she wore, that I
You
would
have
love
to
to see.
describe it for the radio listeners too.
Oh, yeah. I just got to take my thing off of
Right, right.
the background, and I'm going to go to none, and I'm going to flip it around. There it is. So those are the heels right there.
So describe them, because radio listeners can't see.
So those
So
are sharp, pointy heels that are gray.
They have an ankle support though, don't they? They have an ankle support. They aren't just normal high heels.
Yeah. So this is there's the heel. Yeah, 4-inch heels. They're Ariana. Yeah.
So if you try to tightrope 700 feet in just normal high heels, you'll probably fall. You need those
I
special.
love you guys trying to analyze this lady's shoes. So I'm gonna.
By the
I'm
way,
gonna-
there's Beaver Creek Provincial Park in Manitoba.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
Number 5, 2022 ridiculous world record.
Actually, we're not number 4 now. Number 4.
No, what happened to number 5? Holy, it's a world record. It disappeared. The world record for most world records disappearing.
So number 4. So this is the fastest time to eat 10 Carolina Reaper hot peppers. So they're hottest pepper in the world. And the guy from California did it in 33 seconds.
How big are those peppers?
Watched a world record ever.
Let's take a look. Here we go. Let's see. See if we got any more information on the guy and his peppers here.
'Cause if I could probably eat 10 peppers and faster.
10.
I don't know
pepper.
if I could. I don't know if it.
Maybe, oh, they actually have the video right here. There it is.
That guy. Oh yeah. Let's see.
33 seconds. Come on. He's got to eat the pepper.
No, see, that's not that big. You can just stuff a handful of those in your mouth and swallow it in 10 seconds, and I can
Yeah.
beat that record. Of course,
Oh.
There's nothing nice about
Yeah.
eating 10 California Reaper peppers. So I got to
Certified.
put.
Yeah.
It doesn't really show anyone eating anything yet. It's just showing plates of peppers. I'm not convinced. Come on, let's see someone suffering.
Hey, let's see. Here we go. There they are.
Here's some idiots, and they're jamming peppers in their mouth. They
Yep.
don't even know why they're doing it. 26 seconds. He's trying to beat the other guy. The other guy's gonna vomit. His face literally just turned orange, and he's got his tongue out. And oh my God, he's eating 10 Carolina Reaper chilies.
That's all right.
33 seconds. And here he is. He's vomiting, and it looks like blood coming out. That's terrible. Yeah, we had to censor that ending there. Really bad. So, but that's a record that's easily defeatable, because you could take. You know what I would do, Brandon?
Yeah.
I would take those 10. I'm going to take my 11 Reaper chilies, and I'm going to grind them up, and then just in one shot,
Yeah.
11 peppers in 2 seconds.
There you go. Good
Eat
luck.
that. Chubby, weird American guys. All right, so now we've celebrated gluttony. Let's move on to number 3, weird record for 2022.
Number 3. So the time.
Beaver Creek got to minus 60.
Oh, yes. So the fastest time to
And-
climb.
And I found it on another place, only on Siberia, Russia, Republic of Sakha, Russia. In Siberia, temperature is minus 61 degrees Celsius. That cold air in Siberia is going to drive all the way to Western North America next week.
There is a Beaver Creek in Siberia too, by the way. so they understand.
But they don't speak English there. They speak their own language.
No, I don't know how to say it in Russian. It's like creek or something. There's Beaver Creek Conservation in Saskatchewan.
And this Thursday coming up is the last show, the only show before Santa Claus.
That's true. And there's Beaver Creek, Alberta. It's a stream, a tributary of the Old Man River. And there's Beaver Creek everywhere. There's always a Beaver Creek. It's like, so if you were going to write the idyllic Canadian story, you know, Stephen Leacock, Sunshine Sketches of a Small Town kind of thing, Beaver Creek would be an apt place. It'd be like Springfield. I live in Beaver Creek, Canada. Okay, number 3.
All right. So number 3, the fastest time to find and alphabetize all 26 letters in a can of alphabet soup. So a guy in Oregon,
We're just getting weird now.
he did it in just under 2 minutes, 9 seconds. Found all the alphabets in the can of soup.
Not just one alphabet, all the alphabets.
All the letters, 26 of them.
So what did he must have like poured it onto the counter.
Pretty much, I think.
Yeah, that's because you know how it's like when you grow up and then
Yeah. So
like, I've had adults slapping me in the head since I was a kid saying, "Eat the crust of your bread," right? And then you get old enough and you're like, I'm just gonna
Let's see this.
No, he's got it on a plate.
Yeah, on a plate.
Or it's like I wear my boots in the house because I was never allowed to before, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. And what he's got is the alphabet, and he's taking all the letters out with a spoon one at a time and putting them on a giant M and now a giant V and a giant G, and it seems like it's sped up. I don't believe that he did this in 2 minutes. This is a trick. But I mean, interesting. But so yeah, you know, when you get old enough, you're like, I'm not going to take my boots off when I walk in the house. That's kind of how I feel about my alphagettis now. I just pour them on the counter and start looking for the correct letters. Number 2, weirdest record of 2022.
All right, this is interesting. Most eggs balanced on the back of your hand. A guy in Iraq did 18 eggs balanced on the back of his hand. I want to see it.
That's incredible.
That is.
Okay, now that's a real record worth talking about.
Is it?
Like, I ate 10 chilies. World record. Like, whatever, man. Start balancing 18 eggs on the back of your hand. Now you got a man with some talent who deserves recognition and to be celebrated.
That's right. That's why he's number 2. And the beard guy is number 10, right? The beard.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of weird beard guys got together and tied their hair together. Like, they get the participation prize. Other guy balanced 18 eggs on his friggin' hand, on the back of his hand.
Yeah.
No one can do that.
No, okay. I can't. I can't even balance one egg.
Well, I can balance a lot of shit, but I don't know about 18 freaking eggs, man.
I know. One's got a crack, that's for sure.
All right, what's number 1?
Number 1, so the most soda cans suctioned into a person's head. A bald guy in Wisconsin did 10 at once. Claims he has the weird skin condition where his pores suck in oxygen.
Wow.
What? Say that one again.
So a bald guy in Wisconsin did 10 soda cans sucked onto his head. And he claims he has a weird skin condition where his pores suck in oxygen. So I think I can pull up a picture, I think. Or, oh yeah, there he is.
This is the number 1?
There he is.
That somehow is more impressive than 18 eggs?
I know. We're rigged.
Okay, having a weird skin condition is kind of impressive. That's what I'm fascinated by.
Still, you could weld those to your face or something. I mean, balancing 18 eggs, that's, come on.
Yeah, or blowing a pea. I guess not. Let's see if I can find the video on that one. I think
So
that one.
yeah. Anyways, we're coming to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Those are some interesting world records. I mean, if you ask me, we got a Zoom user showing up at the last second
Hi,
of the
Pete.
show. The very last.
Like 8 seconds left, and Pete shows up with his weird Hitler hair.
Okay, Pete, you got
Hey.
30 seconds. How's the weather in Colorado, friend?
The weather is good, and I got the hours mixed up. I thought I was early, but I'm late.
What time zone are you in?
We had the time change.
It's
there
just
a
before
month ago.
9 here. For some reason, I was thinking it
Pete,
started at 9
making
instead of
sense
8.
popcorn.
He did what?
Frankie got a haircut too.
Everybody but
Yes, I
me.
got a haircut. What about Michael Stanikoff? How's he doing?
I need to catch up with him. I think he's doing all right. I noticed he updated his Instagram. He liked one of my posts or something, so he is alive. But I haven't chatted with him. So I'll chat with him and see how he's doing. I've been busy. This, that, the other. Though it's been as far as weather though. No snow today. We had a little bit of snow the other day. It's been fluctuating between above freezing to pretty far below freezing, but not necessarily like Canada cold, of course.
It will be. It will be. Hey, Pete,
Probably tropical weather to y'all still out here.
we're almost out of time this week, but I got one last question for you. Have you ever been to Beaver Creek, Colorado?
Not that I recall, though it sounds familiar.
It's got skiing there, and yeah, trail maps. Beaver
Oh,
Creek.
I think I have maybe when I was younger. Beaver Creek. It sounds
And it's,
familiar. Maybe not.
Beaver Creek Mountain is renowned for its stunning beauty and welcoming atmosphere, providing access to every level of skier. So everybody, you can find the show here, Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude at YouTube, Imogen.in if you're trying to find her. Frankie McDonald, how does everyone find you on the good old internet?
My Twitter is at Frankie McD. My Facebook is Frankie McDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is FrankDown984. My Clapper is FrankDown984. My Twitch is FrankDown984. And my LinkedIn's Frankie McDonald. My Snapchat is Frankie MACDON. And my YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves.
And if you want to listen to Brandon calling Brooks Bandits games, you can always tune into 105.7 FM. Real country.
Call my haircut a Hitler haircut. I didn't get the ball fade, and I got my hair cut by a Mexican lady. She's definitely not a Nazi.
Okay, well, I think you look just fine, dear.
When you came in, you just had a comb over that.
She just have a Mexican ancestry.
She says everything
What does that have to do with anything?
You called it a Hitler haircut. It's not a
This
Hitler
isn't
haircut.
new.
I didn't say it was
I never get the
intentionally
bald
Hitler-esque. Dude, you came sliding in with like a comb over, and on that angle, it looked like a Hitler do.
I
Yeah,
know.
you
I
guys-
didn't
going on
comb
that
Instead
it
side.
of
right, so
whining,
I also
you got to
do
look
so
at
I
her
look
funny
like a
haircut
Hitler
and come up
do.
with something even better. I mean, come on. This is comedy.
One guy ruined a whole haircut. Doesn't
if
mean
you-
that you can't still rock the haircut just because one guy
If you
sucked.
can't
at it.
handle a joke, Pete, don't have a Hitler haircut.
Kidding. Me not handling a joke. That's a joke within itself.
I'm just teasing, buddy. It's good to see you, Pete. It's good to
Good
see
to
you
see
guys.
y'all.
It's good to see your hair.
Honestly, I wish I joined earlier. I just got I've had a lot going on recently, so
Well, it would have been good to talk to you, but we're out of time now.
Yeah,
So shut up,
usually-
everybody, and say goodbye.
Frankie, how's it going?
That's not what I said to say.
That means according to Nimbus Publishing, they're printing more copies of my book at Nimbus Publishing this spring coming.
All right, good. Somebody was asking about you earlier that I drove, and I mentioned that, and they were familiar with who you were after I played a clip of yours, and I was like, "Yep." And
That's
they were
Frankie.
asking about you, how you could monetize your pages and whatnot, and I was like, "Well, he has a book, and I know his curriculum in some schools and whatnot." Anyway,
Buy the Frankie book this Christmas. And when it's New Year's Eve, Brandon, be like, I have a new resolution for this year. My name's Brandon Hauk. I got a new resolution. I'm gonna buy Frankie's book. And then after he buys it, he's gonna get, because because Imogen has a big crush on Square Brandon. Her Christmas present that comes in the mail, which is a Frankie McDonald Guide to Life. And now you're gonna have 2 copies of it. And then you're gonna say, "Why did I buy a copy? Now I got 2. I don't even know what to do." And then you'll think of someone like your mom, Brandon, and you'll give it to her. And
Yeah.
we're out of time this week. We'll see everybody. I'm Joey Only. Bye now.
Frankie, now's the time to go on your social media and tell everyone to order their Frankie books and merchandise before Christmas so they get it in time before
Yeah,
Christmas.
it's on Amazon.com.
Yeah.
Search Frankie on Amazon.
Oh, I know. You know, I already got all the merch, but you gotta let all your other followers know too to go get it before, so they get it delivered in the mail before Christmas. Because if they wait too late, it'll be too late to wait.
And then I can do another live stream on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. That's a good call.
You guys are awesome. What a fun week. Yeah, what a good show there. So there is a Beaver Creek in Colorado. There's a Beaver Creek freaking everywhere. Doesn't matter where you go in North America. There's Beaver Creek.
Beavers.
All righty. Well,
Sharing.
Beaver Creek. There's a lot of really fun names of places in Colorado. I swear, if y'all ever get the chance to come to Colorado, if you just drive around and look at the street names and the city names and some of the stores and different places and stuff.
Imagine
Absurd
living in
human
America.
beings across the entire state. It's like y'all are, I don't know.
Well, we've been on for
I
like
thought people are eccentric where I'm from in Virginia, not compared to out here. People are off the handle.
We've been on for an hour and
Crazy.
a half, and Pete's showing up at the end. He's like, "Hey, everybody, I want to talk." And then we're all like, "We've been on for an hour and a half. Where are you?"
All right.
So-
Next week,
Next week,
colorful,
buddy.
cheerful self.
next week.
Next week, yeah, it'd be good to have you as always, right? So I'm gonna get on with my night and start downloading. In fact, I don't even think I'm gonna edit because I don't have anything to do in the morning tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna switch
Leave it
gears
alone.
for a little while, not do work for a bit. Yeah, it was a big day yesterday. Lots of views on the new video. I'm very excited. Everybody, please subscribe if you're still watching, and share and like and leave a comment. And I'm gonna say goodbye, and we'll see you next Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
After
Ciao.
some extremely fucking cold weather here.
Peace out, y'all.
Or
Stay
cold weather.
warm.
Nothing but.
It's gonna be fucking miserable. Okay.
Everything
Bye now.
but nothing but. All right.